In a world obsessed with intelligence, success, and speed, there's one quiet skill that continues to shape destinies more than talent or degrees ever could: the ability to work with people. Not manipulate, not outsmart. Connect, understand, influence, not through force or power, but through empathy, tact, and sincerity. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People isn't just a book. It's a human handbook, a timeless field guide for how to get along with people, earn trust, inspire cooperation, and leave a lasting impression without being loud, flashy, or fake. First published in 1936, it has outlasted revolutions, trends, and technologies, because human nature hasn't changed. We all still crave appreciation. We all recoil from criticism. We all want to feel important. This book doesn't teach you how to impress others. It teaches you how to awaken something inside them, and in doing so become unforgettable. Whether you're a leader, a partner, a parent, or just someone trying to navigate life with a little more grace, Carnegie's wisdom gives you a quiet edge. Because the most powerful people in the world are the ones who understand people. Part 1: Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Dale Carnegie opens with a premise that will echo throughout the entire book. Dealing with people is probably the biggest problem you face. Not because people are difficult, but because we often lack the awareness and skill to handle them with care. He begins with a challenge: the urge to criticize. He calls it futile, dangerous, and counterproductive. Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. Instead, he urges restraint, understanding, the humility to remember that people don't change when you attack them, they dig in deeper. Even criminals, Carnegie says, justify their actions. So if people don't think they're wrong, what good does condemnation do? If you want to influence people, start not with judgment but with empathy. He offers the first principle: don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism wounds pride, breeds resentment, and invites resistance. Appreciation, on the other hand, opens people up. That leads to the second principle: give honest and sincere appreciation. Not flattery, which is manipulative and fake, but real recognition, acknowledgement of effort, of value, of contribution. Finally, Carnegie encourages us to arouse in the other person an eager want. This means seeing through their eyes, understanding their motives, desires, and dreams, and then speaking to those. Carnegie writes, the only way to influence people is to talk in terms of what they want. People aren't motivated by logic. They're moved by their own desires. Learn those, and speak to them, and you unlock influence. Part 2: 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Carnegie doesn't leave likability to chance. He breaks it down into 6 timeless practices that, when lived with sincerity, create instant rapport and long-term connection. The first: become genuinely interested in other people. He tells the story of a woman who spent hours talking to a man, and at the end he raved about her conversational brilliance. But all she'd done was listen. Why? Because most people aren't looking to be dazzled. They're looking to be heard. Carnegie writes, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get them interested in you. The second principle? Smile. Simple. Obvious. Overlooked. A smile is a universal welcome. It signals warmth, openness, and safety. Even over the phone, it changes your tone. A person's name, Carnegie says, is to that person the sweetest sound in any language. Remember it. Use it. Not excessively but purposefully. Then be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening is more than silence. It's attention. It's presence. It's saying, what matters to you matters to me. And people feel that. Next, talk in terms of the other person's interests. Ask about what they love. What excites them. What challenges them. People bloom when they feel seen. Finally, make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. This isn't manipulation. It's recognizing truth. Everyone wants to matter. Show them they do. Part 3: How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. Now we move into the heart of influence. Not domination or persuasion through pressure, but the art of gently leading people to new ideas without resistance. First rule: the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Carnegie is blunt. You can win a debate, and still lose the person. Why? Because arguments ignite ego. Pride takes the wheel. Even if you're right, the other person will cling to being right too. So instead of arguing, he suggests seeking agreement. Begin with points of common ground. Lead gently. Let ideas unfold instead of attacking opposing views. Second, show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, you're wrong. When you tell someone they're wrong, their brain shuts down. Their walls go up. Instead, ask questions. Share perspectives. Let truth be discovered together. Third, if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Few things disarm faster than vulnerability. Own your mistakes. Apologize fully. It builds trust, and often inspires others to do the same. Next, begin in a friendly way. Tone matters more than content. A warm approach opens doors. A cold one slams them shut. Carnegie also emphasizes the power of asking questions, not giving orders. He writes, "Let the other person feel the idea is theirs." That's influence. Let them arrive at the conclusion with your guidance, not your demand. People support what they help create. Part 4, Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense. True leadership isn't about control. It's about elevation. Carnegie teaches how to help others grow, without crushing their spirit. He begins with this rule: begin with praise and honest appreciation. If someone's made a mistake, don't lead with correction. Lead with something real they've done well. Then call attention to mistakes indirectly. Instead of, "You did this wrong," try, "Here's something we can improve." Subtle difference. Massive impact. Another gem. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing others. Carnegie shares stories of managers who softened difficult conversations by admitting their own missteps first. It humanizes. It disarms. And it builds safety. He writes, "No one likes to take orders. Let the other person save face." This means offering feedback privately, gently, with respect, with options. Praise improvement, even if it's small. And give people a reputation to live up to. If you say, "You're so reliable," people strive to stay reliable. Speak identity into people, not just behavior. Leadership isn't just about performance. It's about belief. The philosophy underneath it all. What makes this book eternal isn't just the advice, but the worldview beneath it. Carnegie believes that people are fundamentally good. That most misbehavior comes from misunderstanding, not malice. He teaches patience, empathy, and presence. He says, "When dealing with people, let us remember we are not dealing with creatures of logic. We are dealing with creatures of emotion." That shift, from logic to emotion, changes everything. It makes space for compassion, for generosity, for influence rooted not in control, but in connection. Real-life examples, where these principles shine. Carnegie fills the book with stories, not of philosophers but real people applying these principles in business, marriage, sales, parenting. A store manager who turned around a failing team just by acknowledging effort. A wife who saved her marriage by listening instead of nagging. A salesman who closed deals simply by remembering names and asking questions. These aren't tricks. They're truths. Because every person, no matter how powerful or how proud, responds to one thing above all: being seen. The transformation that awaits. By the end of the book, something shifts. You don't just understand people better. You respect them more. You begin to see the nervousness behind anger, the fear behind defensiveness, the longing behind pride. And you realize, everyone is carrying something. So the best thing you can do, whether you're closing a sale, leading a team, comforting a child, or making a new friend, is to treat that person with dignity. To meet them where they are. And gently invite them forward. Final wrap-up. The Human Art of Winning Hearts. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People doesn't teach you how to win arguments. It teaches you how to win hearts. It's not a manual for manipulation. It's a map to meaningful connection, built on sincerity, humility, and deep human understanding. What makes it timeless isn't just the strategies, it's the spirit. To listen more than you speak. To praise more than you criticize. To understand more than you judge. To ask more than you tell. These aren't techniques. They're ways of being. Carnegie reminds us that influence doesn't come from brilliance or charisma. It comes from care. People remember how you make them feel. They're drawn to those who make them feel valued, respected, heard. That's your edge. Not louder. Not smarter. Kinder. So the next time you're tempted to correct, pause. The next time you want to impress, listen. And the next time you seek influence, remember, the most powerful tool you have is your heart. And when you lead with it, you win every time.